What's going on, channel members? A lot of you guys are new and you guys might have not gotten into options plays. A lot of you guys are in options plays with the channel membership and you guys made a lot of money. I'm going to talk right now about PayPal. I'm taking my son out on an excursion, but I got to get out a video before market opens to give you guys a little bit of an understanding what happened with PayPal, go over the earnings, and then later on at night or tomorrow, I'm going to go over hood for channel members. This is specifically for channel members because if you guys got into the play, you guys are nervous and maybe you guys want to add to your position. And if you guys are new here, maybe you guys never got into PayPal options and it was just too expensive because honestly, I kept buying the dips of PayPal options, but I was up like 300% on my PayPal options. And there's still a lot of meat on the bones. Right now it's about $8.55, so I don't actually have the options prices, but I'm going to give you an idea how much money you can make right after I go over everything, the earnings for PayPal. And I'm going to explain to you the bull case, I'm going to explain to you the bear case, and at the end of the day, I'm not a financial advisor. This is purely entertainment and education, and it's your job to figure out what you need to do. If you need to play options and you've never played options before, just let me know in the comments down below. I'll give you a full options video. If you want a link to do options, I use Robinhood. I have a link down below. You get free stocks, I get free stocks. With that said, let's get into it. PayPal reported earnings for Q2 2023. Earnings per share was $1.16. That was as expected. Revenue was $7.29 billion. We actually had a $200 million beat, but that's pretty much like expected too. That's not, something crazy. We had a 7% year-over-year growth. Just to give you guys some context, our revenue last quarter was like $7 billion. And the quarter before that, we actually had like 7.3 something billion. So this is like the second best quarter we've had in history. But again, we should be getting more and more revenue, right? We should be making more and more money. But we did beat. There's two major problems that we have right now and why the market is absolutely destroying us right now. Active accounts is actually down 1%. We came in at 431 million active accounts. Last quarter was 433 million. And remember, active accounts for the last like 5 quarters didn't actually grow by many millions. It's up 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. So losing 1 million or losing 2 million is not a small deal. We basically not only did we not gain 2 million, we lost 2 million. So essentially we lost not 1 quarter, but let's say half a year of progress. If that makes sense, let me know if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. And this is something that's been going down since last quarter. So the total payment volume is actually up 6% quarter over quarter and 11% year over year at 376.5 billion. So that's the total payment value. It's called TPV. The problem is our margins are down, and it's not down for 1 quarter, it's down for several quarters. Our margins are at 45.9% versus last quarter 47.1%. So it doesn't take a rocket scientist, it doesn't take a genius to understand that active accounts are down, which is not a huge deal, but it is a big deal. But that's not the most massive thing, although it's big. But also our margins are going down. And it's not just this quarter. So this quarter, 45.9. The quarter before that, 47.1. The quarter before that, 49.7. The quarter before that, 51. And the quarter before that was 48.7. So over the last 5 quarters, we're actually not doing so great, right? We had 2 quarters that were down in a row. So it went from 51 to 49.7, 47.1, 45.9. And there's a reason for this. I'm going to get to the reason in just a moment, but let me just finish this up. I'm going to give you guys the reason. So you have transactional expenses and then you have non-transactional expenses. Non-transactional expenses is everything to do with running the business day to day. Transactional expenses is how much it costs you to service the transactions. And transactions is not the entire business, but the bread and butter of PayPal. Non-transactional expenses are going down this quarter and last quarter, and I'll explain why, which is good. They're getting leaner. They're able to do more with less. This is really a good thing. So it went from 2.01 billion to 1.78 billion, And it went from 29.6% of revenue to 24.5% of revenue. This is non-transactional expenses. It's going down. This is great. They did this last quarter. The problem is, how many quarters can they get leaner without hurting the business? And I would like to explain to you where this is exactly coming from. The transactional expenses is actually up 12.8%. It went from 3.49 billion to 3.939 billion, or 51.3% of revenue to 54.1% of revenue. Let's get back to what I was saying before, their margins. So their business runs on two things, branded and unbranded. Branded is PayPal, whenever you see PayPal, and unbranded is Braintree. Now, Braintree is essentially a PayPal that makes them less margins that they can give to more businesses. And the business essentially has everything PayPal offers, but under their own wing. For example, Airbnb, I believe White Castle, Bookings.com, huge companies. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say Uber uses them as well. So it's massive. And this allows them to grow and have global expansion and gather data. PayPal is all about AI. They're saying that this AI, grabbing data through AI, allows them to grow into different business ventures. You can believe that, you could not believe that, but their margins are down. Braintree does not give them as much profit as PayPal, but they're expanding because of Braintree. Now, they purchased Braintree practically for free many years ago, and Braintree actually gave them Venmo, and Venmo actually processes more payments than Zelle. So, a couple of other highlights, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts. In quarter two, they bought back 22 million shares, or $1.5 billion, which is a total of $3 billion for year to date. And over the course of this year, they're expecting to do $5 billion of buyback. So instead of giving a dividend, they are a cash cow. They make so much money, they just buy back dividends. Instead of giving you, they buy back shares. So instead of giving you a dividend, they just buy back shares. Okay? This is a positive and brings value to PayPal. Now, I don't know where PayPal is going to go in the future, but I believe $100 a share for PayPal is a very conservative number. Right now, PayPal is trading the lowest PE in history, price per earnings, which is basically the forward movement, how much Wall Street is giving the value to PayPal. They're down 11% for the 5 years. They're down 16% for 1 year. They're even year to date. They're down 15% for 6 months, and they're up 9% for the month. However, they're down 8.67% pre-market. So essentially, take 8.67% down from all of this, away from all of this. So they're actually down closer to 20% for 5 years. Guys, think about that. They're down 20% for 5 years. It's absolutely freaking insane if you think about it, right? So there's still so much more room on the bone. Now, the options plays that most of us got into was a $145 strike call option January 2025. There's a few others that we're into in this group, but that's the main one. This options play is going to become ridiculously cheap today. If PayPal opens negative 8%, this options play is probably going to be around 20-25% cheaper, because there's a huge discorrelation. It's not one-to-one when you do options, especially with certain prices. Now, I went on the options calculator, which I can't show you now, but I'll do it later once the market opens. Again, I don't have the numbers. Based on today's number, without taking into account this massive drop that we're going to have if we have an 8% down, if you were to do a 145 call option for January 2025, and you waited until July 4th, okay? So the closer you get something called theta decay, but July 4th is 6 months before the expiration. You could even wait until July, August, September, but then it starts, taking away. I'll explain that later if you guys want. If PayPal hits $100 by July 4th next year, and you buy it right now before it drops today, you would break even. If PayPal hits $150 by July 4th, you would be up 700%. So the point is, there is a shit ton of meat for PayPal, especially if the options go down today, which I believe that this option tree, this option is going to go down 25% today. So you're going to get a huge discount on this specific option, which means you're probably going to be profitable. Even if PayPal goes to around, I would estimate $80, $85 by July 4th, you're still going to break even on this play. But if PayPal can hit like 150, you're probably going to go up 9x. If PayPal can go to like 120, you guys can do the math yourself. I have an options calculator. I can show you guys how to use it. I can't show you a screenshot now because I literally got to run. But at the end of the day, PayPal is a massive business. PayPal has room to grow. I don't give a shit if PayPal hits 150. I'll be honest with you. I bought before. But if PayPal can get to the 120 range, I would be super happy with PayPal as well, right? PayPal is not a company for me that I care about past 2025, just like Robinhood. This is literally an options play, a midterm options play. Later on, I'll figure out what's going on. If you don't want to buy options, you can buy shares. The price of PayPal, stupid cheap. Based on their growth and their buybacks alone, PayPal is a $100 plus company for me. I don't know when it's going to get there, but I'm just giving you guys my personal thoughts. I'm not a financial advisor. It's purely entertainment and education. But I am still up on PayPal a lot. Even today, I'm still going to be up on my PayPal a lot. Will I be buying more PayPal? I don't know if I'll buy it today or I'll wait till tomorrow. Doesn't mean the price is going to go up by tomorrow. I'm just saying, I don't know. I got to take a look. Right now, I'm going to take my son to the mall, and I'm going to let him play with those little animals that you could ride in the mall, those little electronic like bears and stuff, or whatever they're called. That's all I wanted to give you guys, because you guys are my channel members and I love you guys, and I have a duty to you guys to give you up-to-date information. These are my thoughts. This is what's going on with PayPal. It's an extremely complicated company. They have a lot more revenue coming in from a lot of different places, and they do have a lot of room to grow. However, the numbers is not showing the best. However, we're not looking for PayPal to go back to $300 a share. We just want PayPal to go back to as close to 150 as possible. And if PayPal can hit 150, you Gucci. Does PayPal deserve to be in the 60s? No. That's my personal opinion. I believe at least PayPal should be a $100 company, because they're buying back $5 billion of stock every year. Think about that. And they're buying it back at lows, right? Their average for the buyback for 1.5 billion was like $68 a share. They're buying it super cheap, which is something that Palantir should have done. But anyways, that's a whole different story. Guys, thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, listen to me very carefully. All my channel members, if you guys have any questions, I'll be happy, more than happy, ecstatic to make you guys videos, because you guys give me $3 a month. I want to make sure you guys get your $3 value a month. Thank you very much. Have a great day.